welcome back. My name is AGUKO. It is a pleasure being with you. If at all you're just joining us, this is Why in the Morning. And of course, this is WCW Woman Crush Wednesday. It is on this fine Wednesday morning, we are about to have a conversation, the strength of a woman. I want to find out what is it that women are doing to, break that glass ceiling, to be women at the forefront, to be people who can be able, to take the women agenda to the next level, empowering others, and of course, finding out what more that we can do to empower our women. Well, we are coming to you live from the broadcasting house here in Nairobi, Kenya. We are also streaming live through our website, and that's at www.kbc.co.ke/Y254. Engage with us. We value your feedback in regards to this particular conversation. Let us know where you're watching us from. And of course, today, to help us in this particular conversation, women at the forefront. Ladies and gentlemen, I am with Vivian Owino. She is the co-founder of a non-governmental organization established to support and empower the less privileged women with hands-on skill, such as mobile and laptop repairs, among others. As of course, she has talked about this in so many media platforms. She is the co-founder of Frankie's Foundation, specifically an award winner of the Entrepreneurship World Cup Kenya National Competition of 2021, and of course, a social founder of the year and a social founder of the year award by the 2C Foundation of India. And of course, she is the one joining me this morning. Karibu sana Vivian.
Asante.
You're well?
Yes, I'm good.
Quite CV. I felt like nimesoma ni kama, ladies and gentlemen, the president.
He's here.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Yes.
Thank you so much for coming, Vivian. It's a pleasure.
Pleasure's all mine. Thank
And
you
of
for
course,
inviting me.
I want us to tell you, you tell us more about what you do. But let's start from Frankie's Foundation. What is Frankie's Foundation all about?
Okay, as you've read, Frankie's Foundation is a non-governmental organization that was found in 2019.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm the co-founder of Frankie's Foundation. And the main aim of starting up Frankie's Foundation, it's a youth-led organization. The founder, Franklin Ojambo, is a youth. I'm also a youth. So the motivation of starting Frankie's Foundation, I can say it's from our backgrounds. We are both from very humble backgrounds. I grew up in Kayole. He grew up in Mathare. So me growing up in that background, and life itself was a struggle. And I'm standing in for the youths and women. So I'm facing both challenges at the same time. So our main problem in this country is unemployment, and not so many of the women, or rather I say the youths, are privileged enough to even go to high school. So we have a larger majority that is dropping out even as early as class 6 and 7 and 8. So this is the group that is sidelined, and sana the women are more vulnerable because so many things we get caught up with so many things along the way as we grow up, men trying to take advantage, and you see more women getting into prostitution because they don't have something to do. Probably somebody dropped out of school and anakuambia, Vivian, hakuna mtu anaweza niandika job. Or I got pregnant and my baby daddy is not there. So me thinking of Frankie's Foundation, I was coming up with something that anybody can do, whether you went to school or not. This is skill development.
So it's like an institution of its own.
Yes, it's like an institution of its own.
And within the institution, there's learning that takes place.
Yes.
What are those things that somebody can be able to train themselves when they're at Frankie's Foundation?
So at Frankie's Foundation, at the moment, we are concentrating on hardware repairs. That is in ICT hardware repairs. Repairs of laptop and mobile phone. That is what we are training them.
And of which that is your background. You have a background in ICT.
Yes, I have a background in ICT. Professionally, I'm a computer engineer. Yes.
Wow.
So that
I feel empowered already. Computer engineer. Yes. When I grow up, I want to be like you. But anyway, really? I want us to touch on the motivation behind Frankie's Foundation a bit further. So how did you and Franklin come together and say, because you come from growing up in Kayole, he grew up in Madare. Now these are two different people, yes, both coming from humble backgrounds. How did these two individuals manage to come together and bring this vision to life?
Oh, how we managed to come together? Okay, first we are still really good friends, and back then Franklin was my technician. So he used to repair my friend's phone, my phone, my sister's phone. So
now you are in ICT, so
yes,
kind of blend.
So we kind of blend in that way, and I was like, hey, I'm interested in. First, I can say he was my motivation because I could see what anafanya, anabomoa simu, laptops, and this was so interesting to me. So I said, this is what I want to do.
You loved tech?
Yes, I loved tech. So I was like, this is what I want to do. And back then, there were no women in software, yes. But hardware, not so
that
many.
much.
Yes.
Actually, it was considered to be more of a manly thing.
Yes, more of a manly thing than
a woman's kind of job.
Yes, but now with me, I love being in an environment where men are not in a bad way.
Yeah, it's kind of true.
So I always find myself like I'm the only woman in a group of men, and I don't know how that happened, but it's just kind of my thing because I just love it. Yeah.
Wow. And I would like you to talk about that particular aspect of the perception of the society. How was it for you going to do this kind of a business or a job? I don't know if those are the right analogies that I would like to call. You can correct me on that if I'm wrong. Getting into this particular area, a place where many believe ought to be a manly thing. It must have come with some stereotypes. People will say, you know what, whatever you're doing, you won't go too far with it because you're a woman.
Of course, I faced that a lot. And I mean, men could ask me, you're beautiful. I mean, why don't you look for something else to do? To me, I was feeling like, hey, pia ni kazi, and I really get good cash out of this.
Yeah.
But yes, you won't go far because you're a woman. I faced that, but I was able to overlook it myself. I knew what I wanted, and in my heart I had passion for it. You see, when you have passion for something, it's different when you're just doing it for money. So for me, it was passion. I was being driven by passion, and I cared less whether you said you're just a woman or you're what. And personally, I believe Kenya is ready for change. Women can do more. Yes, than just sitting in receptions and welcoming guests.
And being flower girls somewhere.
Yes, I'm being flower girls
We believe
somewhere.
women should be receptionists.
Yes.
More women. But I don't know if there is some truth in it. Even when it comes to certain jobs. What are your thoughts in regards to the kind of a skill set that the society believes a woman ought to have and a man ought to have?
Hey, there's been a huge debate on that. Because you see, we're in the 21st century.
Yeah.
And we're seeing women evolving. And somebody was telling me yesterday, wanawake they are now wanakuja kutukanyagilia sasa. Because
especially this coming election.
Yes. Especially this coming election.
Yeah.
You see, with Martha up there, even young women like us, we feel like we now have that voice, and there's this type of courage that just comes in, and we now can overlook the stereotype people that we've been all those years we've been feeling that you can't do this. Even if you're doing it, then you feel like you're in a man's zone, and you kind of outaifanya na with all that courage. But it's high time. Kenya is ready for change. I feel like Kenya is ready for women leadership.
One thing that I love about you, Vivian, is that you are not just talking, you're also doing. You're saying Kenyans are ready for new change, new leadership, and you're vying for a position in these coming elections.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Yes, I'm vying for an MCA position in Starehe constituency, Nairobi Central Ward. So for me, empowerment has been my drive. Even me wanting to even me vying right now, it's still driven by what I'm doing, empowerment. Because I feel for a very long time, Kenyans have been brainwashed with handouts and everything. Somebody comes to you, or a mheshimiwa comes to you, anataka kuvai. But you see now, what we always don't look at, we don't look at the background. What has she or he done that can prove to me that this person is capable of leading a society? You see, leadership is all about, leadership is a calling, and you must have the heart to lead.
Exactly.
You
exactly.
see?
And the heart is in you.
Yeah, the heart is in me. Running an organization for 4 years, it's not a joke. Because running Frankie's Foundation, I can tell you, it's like in our country, the youths, we still don't have that courage, or I can say the older generation still doesn't believe in the youth. Because somebody will come to Frankie's Foundation and say, I want to see the manager, or I want to see the person in charge.
Only for them to see.
Then I will be called, and this person will say, no, not you.
The manager.
I want to see. Then I'm like, it's me.
I am the
They're
manager.
okay, if you can't see me, let me call you somebody else. I call Frank. Then they're like, who is leading this organization? It's like, it's just us. So we feel like, okay, why don't you feel like youths can be good leaders? I mean, there are quite a number of us out here, if only being given chance, if only somebody can believe in us. And me vying is because I want to show another woman out there, it is possible.
It is possible.
Yes.
It is regardless of the challenges, because even when it comes to vying, there are challenges that comes with vying for political seat, especially as a woman in this time, at this time.
Yes.
And I've heard of this. I don't know how your experience has been when it comes to the stereotypes about women in leadership. That some say, you know what, you have to be married. How can you lead us when you are not married? And they say you don't have a family, you don't have a husband, you cannot be in this kind of a position. How has it been for you? Have you received such kind of accusations?
Yes, I've received so many kinds of accusations. Actually, this time when I was vying, I even knew of husbands that I don't know of.
You made up a husband. You look for one for hire.
Yes, so somebody says, okay, this is her husband, okay, akona huyu, and you see, that's politics. And the sad thing is, men are the ones who are struggling to strip you down, you see. And I feel like, you see, when you see a young person coming up, the older generation or the older men or women are supposed to be like guiding us through. This is what you're supposed to do, you see. But I believe, people say politics is a dirty game. I say politics is not dirty, but there are dirty people in politics. You see, these are the people that we need to do away with. You see, I have been shamed with even being beautiful. You're being shamed of being beautiful.
What do they say?
So
can somebody find anything wrong with being?
Yeah, okay, unaambiwa huku hatutaki urembo, we want hardworking people. So so you are like, okay, this hiyo ni maumbile, but it's an added advantage to me. You see, I'm not just beautiful, but I'm beauty with brains. Actually, I bring something to the table. I've done something for 4 years. Have you done anything with your age? I'm only 26 years old. And I can say I've done a lot. I have touched so many hearts, and I have helped so many parents out there, and so many women that can attest to say, I went through Frankie's Foundation, somebody believed in me, I was given a chance.
Wow.
And now I can do something because somebody believed that I could do it, despite of my education. Whether I went to school or not, that one to me doesn't matter. Because I believe in what you can do, not what your papers say you can do. Yeah.
It's not about the outlook. It's not about the papers.
No.
It's not about you having gone to a particular institution. It's about the things you can deliver on the ground.
Yes, it's about the things you can deliver.
I love the fact that you're not giving up.
Yes.
People have said what they have said. People have done what they can do. But you keep on pushing on.
Yeah.
I would like to start from the beginning. How has it been growing up? And you gathering all this energy and aura around you, you know, and being this strong woman that wants to defy all these odds. How has it been growing up and getting all these attributes for you? Is it like you have a support system behind? What is it that moves you like that?
Something that moves me is my mom, because for me, growing up wasn't easy. As I've told you, I grew up in the slums of Kayole.
Yeah.
And we were 4 kids. And I can say my big brother has always acted like my father. I never grew up with my father under the same roof. That was so unfortunate, but sikupenda kwetu.
Just happened.
Yes, it just happened.
Life, yeah.
And my big brother, Stephen Ocheng, I love him so much. He took care of all of us because my mom is disabled. So you can imagine growing up, 4 people, you have a disabled mom who is trying to take care of everyone in the house. And now I have my big brother who at some point dropped out of school so that he can go work and feed us and make sure that tumeenda shule, make sure that our house is paid, make sure that mom is okay. So
wow.
I could see the strength in my mom, even despite of her condition, he could still be strong. And my mother is one person who is very open and would always talk to us and tell us this is how things are. So ukicheza na maisha yako, just know you will end up at a bad place. And she always told us that I don't want you people to grow up the way I grew up. I want you to make your life better. So to me, even going to school, I've always had my family at the back of my mind. I want to do something to change this. And also, I also have a very strong sister who, nikimwangalia, and I feel like, you know what, I can do this.
You're the youngest?
No, I'm the second last. Our youngest just finished Form 4. So to me, my sister, my mom, my brother, this has always been my motivation, and they are the people who make me strong. They are also my strong support system. Without them, I don't think I can be where I am today, because they always support me and they believe in me.
You have people who you look up to in the family, and there are people who look up to you in the same family.
Yes.
Wow.
So they believe in me. That's why I'm strong and I'm not afraid of doing anything. I always ask myself, what is the worst thing that can happen when I want to do something? Then you try and evaluate, what is the worst thing that can happen?
I love that question. I love that question. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, what's the worst thing that could happen? But then if you have that question at the back of your mind, you'll always be progressing, because you look at what is the worst thing that can happen. Okay, people will talk. After that, what is going to happen? You see? But life is all about taking risks. The funny thing is that we don't come out of it alive. So whether you take the risk or not, you will not come out of life alive.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Ask yourself, what is the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
We are all not going to come out of it alive. When they heard you vying for a political seat, what was their reaction? The very first reaction?
My mom was super scared. Because of all the things that have been said about politicians and how the political field is dirty and everything. My sister was surprised. My brother was surprised. Because in the family, as much as I'm strong and I can do anything, they really didn't believe that this is a field that I could be interested in. You see, because at my home, I'm the... unasema ule mpole. I'm the one who doesn't talk much.
And now you're the one who's coming up with allegations of wanting to be
I'm the introverted one.
Assembly.
Sasa wale watu wenye wanaongea like my sister, my brother, people hata wakisema they are vying for a position, people will be like, we knew that. But with me, my whole family, I can say my whole family, even the extended family, everybody was like, what?
Did they say no?
How? No. Okay, I listen to my mom a lot. So I really wanted to know what mom is saying, what she's thinking. Then she was like, okay, umetoa hii courage wapi? Where is the courage coming from? What is it something you want to do? So I realized, I told her, it's something I want to do, and I had to talk to them first. They asked me, are you sure about it? Are you joking? For a moment, my sister, my brother thought I was joking, but now they saw it serious. And when I started to talk to people, I even realized I had something in me that I didn't know I could do.
Yeah.
So the courage just kicked in, and I told them, you know what, this is what I want to do. Because with what I'm doing in Frankie's Foundation, I need this to be something big. I need this to be something that the government can embrace and put these training centers in all constituencies. Imagine if these training centers are in all constituencies.
It would be a big deal.
Not only ICT hardware skills, but all skills. Be it hairdressing, be it plumbing, be it carpentry, all skills. And we have these institutions in all constituencies in Kenya. Believe you me, in 10 years' time, Kenya will be a different country. Because this is industrialization, and this is what grows the country. And when everybody has money in their pocket, then our economy automatically, our security itaanza kukua mzuri. We won't have insecurities.
What do you think are some of the common things that women face that you feel we need to challenge and solve at this day and time?
Common thing that women, I don't know why women are seen as sexual objects. You see, that is something common that I personally have faced, because you'll walk into a meeting somewhere, and maybe you're having a meeting with a group of men, and they won't really listen to what you have to say, or you have a presentation, or you have a proposal, and automatically somebody from that group just wants to sleep with you first. That makes me feel like I have something in my brain. I mean, listen to what I have to say.
Listen to what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I didn't come here to. So this is some challenges that women face out there. They are being seen as sexual objects.
And sometimes even for you to get a job,
it is very hard. And you see, sometimes you get desperate. For some women, you get desperate, and at the end of the day, you fall a victim. And now you start being blackmailed. If you still want your job, you have to keep on servicing, which becomes so hard. You see, for some women now, you see people committing suicide because of this type of things, being stereotyped out there, being seen as sex object, being seen like you cannot lead in a man's ground. Now
here we have women who have compromised because of this. And you have many who are having trouble, getting to where they want to be because they're being seen as sexual objects. What would be your word to such kind of a woman watching you today?
My word to such kind of a woman, you need to stand up for yourself. You need to believe in yourself. You're better than that. And to any woman listening to me today, you don't need to put yourself in that position or that situation for you to get a job or for you to get anything. Just, you can always try. If it has failed here, try. I still believe there are good men out there. It's not like all men are monsters.
Of course.
I still believe there are good men out there with respect, and those men who believe in women, men who really want to see women prosper. So don't give up. The only thing, because if you put yourself into that situation, it will never end. It will never end. It will go on and on and on, and you'll continue getting depression, and at the end of it, it's going to be something very bad.
Because whatever started, whatever you used to get that job, you need to use it to maintain.
Yes, you'll use it to maintain that job. That has been I've faced that a lot in my life until at some point I'm like, why is this happening? But I still believe, because I met one man who believed in women, and who really believed, Vivian, you can do something. And that's why I'm here today. Wow. Because somebody believed in me, and it was a man. It wasn't a woman.
Frankie's Foundation.
Frankie's Foundation. And not just Frank alone, but there's somebody else who actually, but he was not a Kenyan. The very first person who employed me after high school was an Indian guy.
Wow.
And that is the very first Indian guy who believed that I could actually do something, who told me, you're sharp, you're brilliant, you can do this.
And that goes to tell that, there are also good people out there
Yes.
who don't see women as sexual objects. And we need to
Yes.
change this narrative so that such good people are multiplied, and we change that whole perception from men about gender.
Yes. Now that comes from the younger generation. This younger generation of men and boys, we need to teach them at early stages that this is how you treat a woman. This is how when you're handling a woman, think of your sister, think of your mom.
All right. My director is saying that there's something that we need to see. I want you to give your thoughts in regards to these particular things.
Okay.
Bring them up. Talk about that, please. So this is you appearing on it's a
People's Daily, yeah. That's People's Daily. Yes. So
how did this come to be?
So this was a story that was done by a good friend, a very loving woman. And it was just about what I do with Frankie's Foundation and women, because she realized that Frankie's Foundation is a unique type of organization. People are used to foundations zenye zinapatiana chakula, zinapatiana sanitary pads, or zinaenda children's home. So we are the only foundation in East and Central Africa, if I am right, that offers training in ICT.
What about this? This is
that is me in action. So so I was just repairing a client's laptop.
Looks so unique.
Yes.
I wouldn't expect such kind of Nini from a lady, not being a stereotype, but man.
We are coming up. It's not just me. It was just me some years back, but right now we have
another one. Eh?
Yes, that's another one.
So what are you doing? Are you able to?
So I think it's all about repairs, because that is what we do on a daily basis: servicing of machines and repairs of machines.
And you teach other women to be able to do these things.
Yes, and I teach other women to be able to do this thing. You can see I'm standing with a group of women there. That is Frank with a group of women, and that is a training session that we do on a day-to-day basis. And our foundation is purely practical. We don't write notes there. So it's practicals.
I love
We don't base our training on theories. So when we talk about training, is purely practical, because our education system has focused so much on theory than practical. You get a student from your UN who has done computer science but cannot even install Windows. You see,
you have to go to the cyber to install
Windows.
Yes,
if you've done computer science, then I expect you to know bootables of HPs, of Lenovo, and you know how to install Windows. You can do them yourself on your laptop. But when you come to me and you tell me you've done computer science and you don't know how to do these things, then what are we doing in school for 6 years? Well, when you come at Frankie's Foundation, we'll just take you through a training of 2 months and you're good to go.
Wow.
Because it is purely practicals. We teach them on how to solve issues that happen to these gadgets on a daily basis. Simu inapasuka kila siku. Screen. How do I change a screen? Laptops, the keyboards fail. How can you change the keyboard? We have different types of laptops with different types of screens. How do we know the models? How do we replace? How do we know which cables goes where? How do we diagnose? These are something that we should be having on our fingertips.
I'm looking at you and I'm getting so amazed at the things you know. Those are things that I have to call a cyber guy. You know, I have a problem. Come to the house, and this because I have their contacts. They come to the house just to fix a very small issue on a laptop.
And you know, sometimes you just knocked the laptop and a cable iliachana kidogo. So akikuja anarudisha tu hiyo cable anakuambia ni 3,000.
Hey.
So knowledge is power. Even the Bible says, my people perish because of
lack of knowledge.
Yes.
Nairobi. Thank you so much, Vivian. I want us to bring this conversation to a close.
Okay.
And I want you to talk to people. I don't know, give us a parting shot. What do you feel like saying as we, wrap it all up under one note with the cream on the top?
So I wouldn't have so much to say. I just want to tell any woman watching me today.
Yes.
Oh, this
that
one.
is your camera.
Okay.
Yes.
Any woman watching me today, never give up. It's a life of roller coasters. Never give up. And I want more women believing in women. As a young leader and a young upcoming politician, I need more women vying, and I need more women supporting women. My people of CBD, I am still your young girl. I'm still there in the race. Support me, and if I can do this, if I can do this without getting into the government, then I believe when I'm in there, I can do a lot.
Much more.
Yes, I can do much more.
Thank you so much, Vivian.
Thank you.
Guys, support this lady. How can people find you on social media?
On social media,
Yes.
you can find me at Honorable Vivian Owino. So that's my social media platform. You can also follow Frankie's Foundation in Facebook. Our website is www.frankiesfoundation.co.ke if you want to know more about Frankie's Foundation and what we do. You can also visit us at Norwich Union Mall, Meza 96, Frankie's Foundation.
And get to meet the co-founder.
Yes.
When you enter a room, the office, and ask for a manager, and a woman comes, don't say, no, I'm looking for the manager.
Yeah.
Because it could be Vivian.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming, Vivian. I'm inspired. Keep doing what you're doing. I wish you the best. And of course, if I was casting about AGUKO, I think you women need to be given such kind of opportunities to lead.
Yes.
And of course, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right. That brings us to the end of this conversation on strength of a woman. Remember, it's all about WCW. We're taking a short break. We'll be back in a bit. My name is Ram AGUKO. Keep doing what you're doing wherever you are. That if at all you're a woman, you are strong. This is Why in the Morning.